Welcome to the Story of the New Testament, your first Bible class at Abilene Christian University. To introduce the course, I'd like to tell you a short story from the Gospel of Luke, one of the compositions we will explore in the course.
One day, Jesus got into a boat with his disciples, and he said to them, "Let us go across to the other side of the lake." And so they put out, and while they were sailing, he fell asleep. And then a windstorm swept down on the lake, and the boat was filling with water, and they were in danger. And they went to him and woke him up, saying, Master, we're perishing." And so he woke up, and he rebuked the wind and the raging waves. And they ceased, and there was a calm. And then he said to them, "Where is your faith?" And they were afraid and amazed. And they said to one another, Who then is this, that he commands even the waters and the winds, and they obey him?"
This story ends with a question that occupies each composition included in the New Testament, and it's the question that will occupy this course. Who then is this? Like the disciples in this story, those who composed the writings in the New Testament had some kind of encounter with Jesus' power that led them to ask this question. In some rare cases, that encounter was with the flesh and blood Jesus during his life and ministry. More often, their encounter was with the resurrected Jesus and his Spirit. Either way, they left those encounters with the same awestruck question as the disciples on the sea. Who then is this? The compositions in the New Testament explore that question in different ways. The Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and the book of Acts relate stories about Jesus' ministry, his death and resurrection, and the activity of the risen Jesus in the life of his earliest followers. A large number of New Testament compositions are letters from Christian leaders to diverse communities of Jesus followers. These compositions don't tell specific stories about Jesus' life, but they are nonetheless devoted to exploring Jesus' identity and the meaning of his life, death, and resurrection. One unique composition, Revelation, explores these same questions through vibrant, symbolic visions of the heavenly throne room, the end of this age, and the arrival of the age to come. Also, in their own way, each of the compositions asks a closely related question. If this is who Jesus is, then what does that mean for the communities who follow and worship him? What does that mean for how we relate to God, to one another, to the world around us? How are we transformed by who Jesus is and what he has done? These are the questions that we will trace through BIBO 103 as we study these compositions. You'll learn about the New Testament, you'll analyze how early Christian communities understood and described Jesus, and possibly that might prompt you to ask for yourself, who then is this? And what does that mean for us now?